So the purpose of today's meeting is, let us stimulate our thinking and try to find out what Sri Ramakrishna was in the view of Swami Vivekananda. And this small shloka is a very humble, inconspicuous way of leaving behind for posterity what he thought of his matchless master. He had a very strong historic sense, you know. He knew that posterity or future generation will not excuse him if he does not leave behind what he thought about his master. So he did it in such a guarded manner, until unless you probe with a microscope through his writings, you will not find he being caught in so-called Guru Bhakti. He has kept himself away. And we find in the rule book that he left behind, the rule book guiding the Ramakrishna movement all over the world, he says, it is seen in history that each and every organization, out of expression of sheer devotion, forgets the principles for which the personality lived and is being worshipped as God. Those principles are forgotten and the personality takes place for it. That is a sure path to doom and decadence. This is what he has written in our rule book. Therefore, I warn the children of Sri Ramakrishna, they should always keep alert and awake in their mind the principles for which Sri Ramakrishna lived and died, and not to think about his personality. The person. Let the principles replace the concept of the person. So this shloka, my dears, is an expression of the principles for which Sri Ramakrishna lived and died. This is, dear, the introduction. Let us now get into the study of what did Swamiji want to convey by using such apparently contradictory words. Let us try to read in between lines, or according to the Sanskrit conservative orthodox method of studying the scriptures, we say, let us see what is the intention of the author, Lakshatra. What does he want to drive home by using such apparent contradictory words? Now, he says, Dharmasya Sthapkaye. Oh dear Lord Sri Ramakrishna, you have established religion. But Dharma is something which is eternal. So what does this concept of establishing Dharma mean? What is that concept? Look at the context in which he used these words. At that time society, we find that the growth of mechanical or material sciences were so fast and so overwhelming that the whole world started believing seeing is believing. Whatever is true can be demonstrated in a laboratory of demonstration. That which is not demonstrable is superstition. It does not exist. It's a figment of human imagination. So, the scientists, the technocrats started creating all types of demonstratable laboratories to demonstrate those facts of nature which were being invented or discovered, and they could be displayed. As because it was displayed, it was made cognizable in the domain of the five sense organs. You could see, or you could hear, or you could taste, you could smell, you could touch, and you said it is real. Poor God does not fall in any of these categories. So, he is a superstition. He is an opium for the masses to be exploited in the name of God. It is absolutely hogwash. God does not exist. If so, if he does, let him be demonstrated. Now how do you have a laboratory where you demonstrate the existence of God? Let us see in our scriptures now. Because Swamiji, what he said in this Shloka is nothing else but the extract of scriptural knowledge. The scriptures say there are two types of learning, two parallel flow of process of self-education. One is known as not so sublime but indispensable, and the other is known as sublime. Whether it's indispensable or dispensable, no mention is made. What is that? One is known as not so sublime, or para. What type of knowledge is that? Anything that the human civilization has achieved up till now, in the process of achieving today, and that search to achieve further, will continue till two people walk on this Mother Earth. This whole gamut of human learning falls under the concept of not so sublime knowledge, aparavidya. That is, progress of science, progress of study of humanities, progress of every branch of knowledge related to the external nature. That falls under the category of aparavidya. And where does it lead to? Comfort and convenience of life and living. It makes our life comfortable and convenient. The electricity, the audio systems, I do not know the words, that is wireless. Sitting here you can talk to people 10,000 miles away. Even while talking you can see his face. All things are happening. They make our life and living very enjoyable, very comfortable, very convenient. That is the end result of this type of not so sublime knowledge, known as aparavidya. And that is demonstrable. So we believe we have concrete, tangible experience of its use, utility, and for which we are being benefited. So we have no ground to disbelieve. They are tangible, concrete, real things. And what is sublime knowledge? Sublime knowledge is that by means of which you experience and realize who you are. Who is this first person singular number of English grammar or any grammar? I. Who am I? You are the eternal subject. It is because of you all this external knowledge develops. You are the kingpin, you are the fulcrum around which the whole world moves. But can material science prove who that eternal subject is? Can that science objectify that eternal subject in a demonstrative laboratory? But can you deny your existence? I am aware I am. I exist. My conviction of my amness is so strong, pardon me, even if God comes and tells me, Sridharananda, you are not, you don't exist, I would politely say, sir, you're a busy man, keep busy, let me alone. I will tell him, sir, you keep busy, you're a busy man, let me alone with my conviction. I know I am. This amness of mine is such an unshakable conviction, but I do not know who that I am is. The ancient scriptures of India's spiritual sciences teaches you who is that I. How could that I be experienced in its original condition? By getting rid of all the denominations and dimensions like a stupid ass we have added on to ourselves. Get rid of those and you shine in your own true glory. This subject falls under the category of sublime knowledge, Paravidya, which is experienceable, not describable, nor demonstratable. Because whatever you demonstrate, you objectify it. The eternal subject, I, cannot be objectified. The whole human society was going through that turmoil when material science was breaking open boundaries after boundaries after boundaries. And each and every conclusion of material science was duly fortified by its demonstration through an experimental laboratory. And the concept of Holy Ghost, the concept of Spirit, the concept of Son of Man, the concept of Soul, the Atman, the Sunyam, was in the domain of human intellect, not demonstratable. So, slowly and slowly, the concept of the divine, the concept of incarnation, the concept of Spirit, the Holy Ghost, the Atman, the Brahman, the Ruh, the concept of Torah, everything was pushed into a corner and on the verge of being branded as superstition. What did Sri Ramakrishna do, my dears? He converted this physical frame of his, he made it so pure through his intense discipline, austere sadhana, that every cell of his body was pure enough to manifest the excellence of divine quality. Read his life. I won't go into it. I told you in the beginning, I take it for granted that you have studied his life. If not, dears, let this be the stimulation. You read it for yourself and come and tell me whether or not Sri Ramakrishna's physical form was a field of manifestation of spiritual experience from the lowest level to the highest level that a human being can ever reach. And in his words he used to say that, look, the experiences that has happened here, showing within himself, has far, far surpassed your Vedas, your Vedanta and all spiritual scriptures. The awareness of the eternal reality in him was much, much, much more concrete than anything else. So when Swami Vivekananda says, Sir, you are the establisher of religion, of Dharma, please add a little note to it, another extra word to it. Sir, you have established the lost veracity, the lost credibility, the lost relevance of spiritual wisdom. That is why we say you are the establisher of essence of religion, because the hold of religion on human mind was being pushed out in a corner and branded as a superstition. It was left to Sri Ramakrishna to convert his Shuddha Sattvic Bhagavati Tanu. Every cell of his body was so saturated with the awareness of presence of the divine that his life is an excellent manifestation of what is divine in flesh and blood in human society. This is the intention of the author. This is how you read between the lines. That is, religion or dharma, it is eternal. Being eternal, the appeal of religious truths has lost its hold on human mind. The reality of religion, dharma, lost its hold on human mind, and it was slowly and slowly pushed into a corner that it is superstition. It is Sri Ramakrishna who rehabilitated the lost value, the lost credibility, the lost relevance of religion in human life. This is what the word Dharmasya Sthapkaye literally means, actually as desired by the author. Then he says the next quarter is Sarv Dharma Swaroopane. What does it mean here? Sarv Dharma. All the prevalent practicing religions under the sun, you have epitomized it in your life. Why did he say so? Let us look at Sri Ramakrishna's life. Let us study the biography. What do we see? We find that in a short period of 12 years, as if by a storm, he takes into his understanding the citadel of all main practicing religions amongst the human civilization. And not only he performs the disciplines as enunciated, rituals as enunciated, and he, by divine will, reaches the end experience of all the religions. Now, if you go through the whole of human history, you will never find such an example where one human being with such an unthinkable, unimaginable power and concentration, it takes by storm, as it were, all the essential religions practiced by the human society, and he experiences the end result of each: Christianity, Muslim, and so on and so on. And ultimately what he does, he proclaims that, listen, I have gone through all these isms, and with the authority of my own experience, which is an undeniable, unstoppable flow of authority, my own experience, from that experience he proclaims all religions are nothing else but different paths leading to the same goal. If you go through the history of human civilization, you will never find such a spiritual person who with such a scientific mind and approach has converted spirituality into an acceptable science. How did he do so? By demonstrating his spiritual achievements in form of experiences and manifesting those experiences in his day-to-day ordinary life. As I am talking to you, he used to talk to the Mother of the Universe, the concept of the divine in the form of the Mother of the Universe. As concrete, as tangible as that. And this Swami Vivekananda, when he was a student, totally impressed by the impact of Western sciences, he started doubting the existence of God. And being scientifically oriented, he ran from door to door of each and every person in the society who claimed to be religious or spiritual. And he went with a simple question and wanted an unambiguous answer. Sir, have you seen God? He did not find a single person who could tell him, yes, I have seen it. Everybody were equivocal, ambiguous, saying, oh, I see signs of brilliance in your face. If you try to, you can see. But there was not a single soul who could proclaim to him, yes, he is, he exists, I have experienced him. Who did so? Sri Ramakrishna ran from his college. When he heard there is a man there who knows about it, he sort of barges into his room without even knocking and finds out a half-aged elderly person reclining on his pillow in his bed, and he asks, sir, have you seen God? And he sits up and smiles and says, yes, my dear child, I see him, present continuing tense, not past or future. I see him. He could have stopped there, but he wanted to put that modern man in his proper place. I see him more intensely than I see you with my eyes. And if you so desire, I can show him to you. What do you think of it? It's not a made-up story. And that is what made Narendranath amazed. That how could this man say with such a cool confidence, I continuously see him. What are you asking me whether I have seen him or not? I continuously see him, live with him, interact with him much more clearly than I see you with my own eyes. If you so desire, I can show him to you. What do you think of this statement, dear? Is it unscientific, irrational? And who could say that? He who has realized that divinity from all aspects that the human society has seen from the dawn of civilization. From the concept of the Nirvikalpa Samadhi to the concept of ordinary worshipper who just worship in a symbol. Everywhere he sees the divine. That is the range of his experience. So when Narendranath says, Sir, you are the essence of all religious conclusions, is he wrong when he says so? Is he being carried away by the euphoria of his love for his teacher? His teacher gets him by his neck to tell the truth. Nothing but